Hello and welcome back to CSGB Racing. We are here for yet another week of very close action, and it is of course round 8 of 11 here in season 3 for the F2 guys. And I am of course once again joined by Mr. James Darby. How's it going?
Great, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, this race, as usual, we're expecting it to be very close. Of course, it has been all season. And yeah, a couple drivers here that we know are quick from competing against them last season. Here, of course, Absy won the sprint race in F2 last year. Of course, we saw Prey Mayhem being very fast as well. But there are also definitely a couple others. Of course, we've seen McLaren be very strong this season, as has Williams. So yeah, should be very interesting watch for everybody.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very close qualifying. I think the race will be even closer, to be honest, especially here with mixed conditions. If he throws in a bit of rain, it's just going to spice it up a bit.
Yeah, for some reason this track it seems to rain the most here. I guess maybe just that Central European tie that it has, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Think, oh, France, nice hot sunny weather. You get to the track and it's just rain, because why not?
Yeah, so if anyone missed F1 last night, the feature was wet inters to dries.
Yeah, I think most drivers stay on inters. I think there were 3, maybe 4 that pitted for softs at the end.
Yeah. And then a dry sprint race, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Evening to Anton, Mac, Charlie, Kyle, who's got his own account for once. Pro Mayhem in the chat. How's it going, guys? Good luck to all of you tonight. Dobby, please can you sing S-Club?
Don't get paid enough for that.
Don't get paid.
Oh dear, beautiful.
We're into qualifying and we can see it is fully wet conditions here.
Yeah.
For the first 20 minutes of tonight's action.
So, we had dry qualifying last night in F1 to a wet race. It'd be interested to see what setups people go for here. If it is different in the race.
Of course, we don't know what it's going to be like in the race, but
apparently it's a dry race.
Dry? Okay, cool.
This could really spice up the order, which would be absolutely brilliant to watch.
Still seeing a long delay, so I reckon we're going to have another timing glitch here.
Yeah.
Just over a minute then before anything's happened, so yeah, first car's out, one of the Haas cars.
So we're probably about 45 seconds behind, maybe? Yes.
Yeah, possibly. It's going to be Gerber first out on track. Thank you to the 6 of you that have told me to dry race. Helps a lot.
We like to get confirmation.
Yeah.
Ben's put it in, so it's confirmed. We got any rain specialist in here, do we know?
I don't actually know. We've seen Pims going for soft tyres, that's not the strat. A bit optimistic there. I don't actually remember. I think there's maybe been a couple that have stood out in the wet.
I'm trying to think.
I think Adam's pretty good in the wet, from what I remember.
Yeah, I think Anton was as well. The gamer who asks for rain every week. Fortunately, he's got a qualifier.
The one time that we get rain
Oh dear. He should just be setting this installation lap and then retiring.
Yep. He's out on track now, so.
Yeah.
I'd imagine we'll see a couple laps here from each driver before they return to the pits.
Yeah.
Something I tend to do at a couple laps as Lord Buckland is the first to bite the dust, losing the car on the exit of turn 7.
Oh dear.
A corner that is so easy in the dry.
Yeah.
It is a
so
nightmare
hard.
in the rain.
Yeah. So hard in the rain. Especially if you're running no traction. It's horrendous. McDermott's in the pits.
Yep. So he won't be starting last, which
No.
I guess that's something for him.
All JD's disconnected.
Mm.
He had this problem a couple of weeks ago, didn't he?
Yeah.
Drop him an extra invite.
So very quickly, also waiting for some lap times to be set. I'll run you through the championship order. There it is there. So currently we have the McLaren of Absy leading the way with a total of 155 points. That is followed by 32 points behind him is JD for the Williams squad, with Exam for Mercedes in third. Quite big gaps there at the front three, sort of 30 odd points separating each driver, and then it starts to get a little bit closer. Behind Exam is JD's teammate of Pim in that second Williams car. It's very close to that sort of top three. Of course, there's still 3 races left to go, or 3 events to go after tonight. Still plenty of time. P5 then is Anton in the Ferrari ahead of Kyle Catterson, with Adam in P7, Brad down in P8, and then we've got Kia Pelderagus, PXTR, Pro Mayhem, Tomash, Liam, and Hazard is actually P15. So 2 of the reserves there, actually 3 reserves in the top 15 now, as Pelderagus has dropped down from a full-time role. Then in the Constructors' Championships, Williams lead the way, but only just 7 points behind them is McLaren, who of course both those teams have been very strong all season. Quite a bit further back then is Mercedes in P3 ahead of Scuderia Ferrari. Alfa Romeo then in P5, closely followed by Red Bull. Renault in P7, and then your Racing Point, Haas, and Alpha Tauri down in P10. So they're struggling for, I think, the second year running down in F2.
So Absy has just gone nearly 2 seconds quicker than everybody else at the minute.
Okay, this maybe Absy is the wet specialist that we couldn't name.
Yeah. He's improved so much though this season. Been absolutely brilliant.
Behind Absy, Sarquenef, promoted to full-time driver now, I think replaced Pelderagus and the Alfa Romeo. Z92 then in third, closely behind Quineth. It's quite tight as usual until you get to P1.
Yeah. It's what you seem to get in the wet though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'll either get one or a couple of guys and girls that are just used to it and just miles ahead. And also practice, you know.
Yeah.
Practicing the wet is key.
Yes, when you have 20,
you can get caught out.
When you have 20 minutes of rain, people tend to set their fastest laps at different points.
Yeah.
Some people obviously they can go straight out of the blocks. Fastest lap as PXDR goes second. Close that gap a little bit, a half deficit that there was, and then the 2 Ferraris slotting into the second row at the moment. You know, other drivers like I think as last season kind of branded me as good in the wet. Even at the start of qualifying, I wasn't there. It still even takes me a couple laps to find the ultimate pace. But then again, I think Rapp will win F1. There's definitely one of them where whenever it rains, he's rubbing his hands.
Yeah, He's silly quick in the wet, yeah.
It's like Absy's one of them here. You can just go straight out of it and set the fastest lap.
He's gone in the pits. I'd imagine he only fueled his car for one lap. So he obviously had faith that he could pull it off.
So that may be a bit of a time then, just the fuel.
Good bit, yeah.
Other people are running heavier loads, trying to find someone that's on a lap now. It's like Gerbio is still pushing. Just the Alfa Romeo gets out of his way, 2 corners left, he's gonna continue this lap.
Other thing I noticed here, if you're following a car in the wet, you cannot see a thing around this track.
No, not at all.
It's vital that you get your own space.
Gerbio finds a second on that lap, but puts him up into P4. Trying to find somebody else on a lap now. Liam he comes across the line, goes up into P6 of 1:44.9. It's like JD's pushing, he's invalidated this one though.
The Catterson?
Goffin Catterson is the next one to finish a lap.
I think he's the only one on one, I think.
Yeah.
Exam. Yeah, exam's just started.
Go on board then with the Alfa Romeo as he comes through the chicane. I still think that chicane's pretty pointless, but it's there, so we have to use it. The thing I don't understand about this track is the track gets a load of hate. Yeah, it's not just me. A lot of people don't like this track, either bad racing or whatever. My mum's reason is because it makes her head go like dizzy, because of all the lines are in the runoff. That's why she doesn't like the track, which I just find hilarious. But they have all these layouts for a track that's genuinely disliked by F1 fans, and yet they only use one.
Yeah.
And they've used the same one for 2 years now. We didn't come this year, did we? Or like last year?
2 years now.
2 years. It's 18, 19?
Yeah, I think so.
As Carson goes P1, beats Absy by 200ths of a second. I put the front there, so very good lap from him. Yeah, something that I think some tracks should experiment with, especially with Abu Dhabi as well. It's another one that people don't like, and yet they have all these different layouts they can try. And they have another track that's much better about 20 miles away. That we, apparently. Apparently the Dubai Autodrome isn't good enough for F1, so...
So Kia, I think, is the only person that has gone out and done a few laps. Gerber has. He's in the pits and just using the same set.
Yeah, Kia's going to finish another lap now, just a couple corners to go. Was up at the end of sector 2, but there's quite a few corners between there and here. And it's going to be a 6th improvement, push him up into P11 for the time being. And Gerber's going for inters, and he immediately changes his mind. Briefly saw the little green icon there, but it went straight back to blue.
Doesn't look like inters to me.
Liam's going for the soft next by the look of things as well. I'm sure that will change as well before he heads out.
Just likes to confuse us.
Trying to find someone that's on a lap. Is Absy's pushing?
Absy's ended, yeah.
Okay.
Just ended his.
It's a very wide line there. He's going to come into the pit lane.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for inters then. Z92 in the Racing Point is now also considering it.
Rain has definitely slowed down.
And McGamer is ready to race.
He's finished his dessert. Yeah, there's a few on it. This is turned into a one-shot quali pretty much.
Yeah.
Unless someone's going to go and...
Anyone who's been out there this whole time just picking up data,
Yeah.
it's pretty much now irrelevant.
Yeah. It's me though, I'll fuel my car up and I'll try and get as many laps in as I can now.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting there. Tyre wear's not such a big factor in the way, is it really? More down
Not
to skill.
really. Exam's gone up into third when he finished his lap about a couple minutes ago.
He really is going to have one go at this.
More and more Inter tyres coming out now. I can now see 5.
Gerber's lost out, I think, here, unless he pits. He's on his out lap at the moment. Gwyneth setting a lap.
Let's see what happens. One of the red dots, I can't see if it's a Ferrari or an Alpha. They're going to finish one of their laps. As PXTR invalidates his, he's going to stay out. Almost not to pit for Inters.
Anton just improved by 0.3 to go 5th.
Okay, so that Quinn coming to the line now. It is finds 2 tenths, gains 1 position. The Haas into the pits. I think that's good there, isn't it? Yep. Brad's invalidated on his, and I believe is coming into the pit lane, taking a very wide exit or entry. You have the first car out on Inters. Is it the chicane now? Z92?
Z92, yeah. All the others are... Yeah, if it's me, I'll want at least 2 laps.
Yeah, Amsey coming out now, as is James Harmon. Anybody still out there on the wet tyres? It looks like there's a couple, PXTR and Anton.
Yeah,
as well as Charlie and Sir Gwyneth. All still out there on full wets. They will need to pit this lap, or they could drop all the way down to the back of the field at this point.
Yeah.
And I think Charlie's just gone over the line, hasn't he? Yes, he has. He's chose to stay out, jumps up into P5 of his last lap. And he's going to keep pushing now. It's too late for him to pit, I believe, at this point.
Well, we might have 45 seconds.
Yeah, to be fair.
We might, not 100%. Huh?
Yeah, it could be about a minute behind, but yeah. Cutting it very close though.
Yeah. It's still going to be really close whether we're a minute behind or not.
Yep. The fast car on Inters, then we'll go on board with them as they head through the first sector. It looks like there's more grip than there was earlier.
Yeah. Took turn 1 and 2 quite nicely. Tidy.
Well, decent exit then.
Back into the pits.
Okay. Maybe he thinks it's not quite Inters then. We'll see where Z92 is as he crosses the second sector split. He is down by 4 tenths.
Maybe it's not.
So it isn't quite time looking by the look of things.
But I think it will be. I'm 100% sure. The exams come back out on wets. Just leaving the pits.
Yeah, so some drivers could benefit massively here. Or a load of drivers could benefit massively here. All depending on wherever everyone is.
A lot of people still in the pits, so I think we have got the timing glitch.
Yeah, quite possibly. See what the Racing Point can do then. He's come through the final corner. He's got a bit of a slipstream from the Renault ahead. Charlie's come into the pit lane. And he is half a second down at the end of his lap. But we'll have 1, maybe 2 more laps left depending on how far off we are on timing.
Yeah. The track can change so quickly though between wets and inters.
Yep. Anybody crossing the line soon? There's a red dot coming. I really can't tell the difference between Ferrari and Alfa Romeo on the map. I believe it's Catterson, final corner. Yep.
I'm going to stay on JD. He's just starting his first lap on Inter, so See what he does.
Right, Exam's on full wets in the first sector as his teammate Adam outlap. Trying to find someone coming up to the end of the lap.
Yeah. It's that time though, isn't it?
I believe Pro Mayhem's going to be next across the line then. Finally found a driver on intermediates. A little bit of traffic ahead of him. He's got the Mercedes. He's closing up to very quickly into the final couple of corners. Nice little train of three here. They're going to be holding each other up quite a bit. The Haas possibly losing a little bit of time there in the final couple of corners. Crosses the line. And actually sets his first lap. Checkered flag has just dropped.
Yeah.
Pro Mayhem goes up into P9 with his first lap there, so that's quite a good attempt considering he hasn't been on the track yet. Or if he hasn't got a lap in yet. They'll go try and find everybody to come up to the line. Hatchton is off, so he will not be improving. Exam has improved and he's on wets. At the final corner now. So what we can do is he comes up, over and across the line, finds two temps and puts him on pole. So the wet tyres were the ones to be on.
Yeah.
Maybe just too much standing water on the track, but
JD's only 8th.
So I think Adam's still pushing down in 16th right now. Pim on Inters directly ahead of him on track in 17th.
Liam's blaming Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff isn't the brightest of human beings, but the Hazard then coming around the final corner to set his first lap of the session. Also on the wet tyres, crosses the line and goes 16th. They can do them. Both Pim and Adam need a good lap here as they haven't got one yet. Pim goes 11th. Adam goes 16th. Pretty decent lap in the end then by Pim by the look of things. His first lap that he gets to set. And he's pretty much in the middle of the pack. You can just see the tyre differences there with Exam, Catterson and Abzi, the top three across Exam on pole, all on wet tyres. Brad then in P4. On the Inters seems to be one of the only drivers there that got the most out of those. PXTR then in P5 ahead of Charlie and Anton, also all on the wets. JD and Keir went for Inters ahead of Gerber, who ended up on wets in P10. Pim then P11 ahead of Pro Mayhem, Sir Quinniff. Liam on his full-time return is P14 ahead of Z92, Adam, James Harmon, the Hasm, Gamer and Lord Buckland. The latter two there not able to set a time, one due to a quali ban and the other couldn't quite find the grip early on and found the wall.
He was on his outlap as well, wasn't it, I think?
Yes, I believe so.
Ever embarrassing when you do that.
Yeah, I guess that's just how hard the track conditions were then.
Yeah.
Maybe he tried to take it flat, not knowing that you couldn't in the wet.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So I don't think you can touch the curb on the inside either.
I don't think I've ever gone near that curb.
At least not because in the dry I was like using the entire car, pretty much cutting the corner. In the wet, I think if you try to do that, the car just goes no, and you find a wall. But Charlie was best qualifying in the league. Congratulations to him.
Well done. Yeah, excellent.
Nice to know someone's having a good season. Nah, that's too salty.
And everyone will be thrilled to know that Liam is now a full-time driver again.
Yeah. That technically means he's no longer Raglium, because that was his reserve title. So
Yeah.
he's now just Liam.
Just Liam.
The dry races also happened, of course, as we said at the start. Absy won here last season in the sprint race, so we know he's quick. I believe Pro Mayhem also got a podium in the feature.
Yeah, P2 I think.
So, I'll have some quick guys here. I believe also you got the usuals up there. So Pim, JD, of course the Williams guys have been very quick all season. PXTO has also been very quick this year.
Yeah. Exam on his day.
Yeah.
Very quick.
Of course we'll have to wait and see how it all goes. 27? Yes, 27 laps are ahead of us. I totally need a lap count.
Wonder what tyres everyone's got.
Can't look at the tyres now.
On the softs. Wow.
1 soft, 2 hard, 17 mediums.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to be tough to get. The Ferraris have both gone for the same compound.
Okay, so maybe they know something that everyone else doesn't.
Yeah. Absy's hoping to get off to a flyer.
Yeah, he's going to be very quick in this opening stage.
Yeah.
However, I don't think you can one stop on softs.
You can.
You can? Okay.
About 80% wear on the end of each stint. All it had.
Okay.
So it's not comfortable. And I don't think it's the quickest either. I think medium hard's the quickest.
Because I don't remember any dry races here. It's pretty much always raining for me, so... To be honest, Ben puts a thing on Discord, doesn't he? He's got all the... how long tyres go. So soft should go 9 laps?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, for soft medium, that's only 23 laps, so...
Yeah, I got mine up to 8 laps.
Well, it looks like soft hard as possible, so... The guys on the mediums clearly just not wanting to use the hard tyre. Yeah, so looking at that, mediums are 1.2 seconds slower than softs.
Yeah. High deck track.
So Absy should be very quick at the start here.
I would hope so.
Of course, all the tyres are fresh as well, so... No guys on mediums have an advantage over the other guys on mediums or whatever, so... Not very sunny either, so tyre temps probably a little bit hard to get up. Probably costing the Ferraris quite a bit of pace early on. But if we have a safety carless race here, they're going to be the only two on softs at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Gonna be interesting, mate.
Yeah, sure. The 5 red lights are on.
Yeah.
They're still on. Ignore what you see on the screen, they're still on.
Oh, revs.
And we are racing now in France for F2, and it's a good start from Exam on the front row. Absley looks to have got on the start he needs. He's up past Catterson, already looking to challenge the Mercedes into turn 1, but can't quite pull up alongside. So it will be Exam leading them through the first sector.
Oh, there's one round. 792.
So Absley's looking to put a lot of pressure onto Exam now, down into turn 4 and 5. Just see him taking that different line there, trying to get any sort of switchback he can. He's going to have a lot more grip on those tyres. And the sooner he gets past the Mercedes, the sooner he can just leave off into the distance on those tyres. And I think he's going to be trying something now as they head down towards the chicane for the first time. Just see how aggressive Mercedes is on defence. Nothing Abzi can do this time around, have to stay behind. So we hope for a good run from here, but it is a clean first lap, of course, except the one spinner we had at turn 2, I think I caught on the map. We go on board with the McLaren now, just trying to get some sort of an advantage over the Mercedes. Can't quite do anything yet. I've just seen as well PXCR's got on up past Brad by the look of things. So the Ferraris are now together in 5th and 6th. It's a good first lap from Exam though, he's able to hold off. Quite an aggressive attack from Abzi. As now down the start finish line. Both of them used their entire battery on that first lap. Abzi has the inside line now down into turn 1. Looks like he thought better of the move, backed out of it. Just going to put Carlson right on the back of them as the McLaren runs wide at turn 2. And the Alpha is back past up into P2.
Disastrous for Abzi.
Bit of a mistake there from the McLaren. Not a good start now. Pretty much back into nothing.
James Harmon and Charlie Funk both bit onto mediums, back onto the new set.
Is that damage on both of them then, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Now looks like Caterson's going to be the one to try and take the lead here. So you head down towards turn 10. Just of course a flat right-hander here in the dry. They wouldn't have been doing that in the qualifying session.
Definitely now. We got some fans for examining the chat. Eric Hafsund. Nice to see.
I've seen the support here has actually been quite a lot. If we normally see Alfa Romeo fans, I think Eckelin's usually in the chat. I think I saw his name earlier.
Eckelin's been here, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not allowed to say it, but I'm supporting the Ferraris because they're my team. You didn't hear that from me?
Someone in your background, mate, just said.
Yeah.
That's all Ferrari.
I look further down. Pim and JD now together in the Williams cars. 6th and 7th. Brad's been actually overtaken by his teammate and both the Williams over the last couple of laps. Just seen that Gamer up to 13th, so he started down at the back. A good start from him. Possibly benefited from the little bit of carnage we had on the first lap. As we see...
6 and Pim. Pim's gained 5. Gamer's gained 6.
As Anton and Pim side by side into the chicane, the Williams going up past the Ferrari. Anton tried to hold it around the outside but couldn't quite get enough along, and Keir's past Brad as well. So those two red cars really struggling on the hards in the early stages. We've had 4 penalties awarded already and we're only on lap 3. Not looking too good. I believe, yeah. Oh, actually no, I think James fell into the pits then. I'm guessing he's a 5 second.
Yeah, 5 second swing.
For Mayhem, Gerbert and Sukwinif, all with 3 seconds right now. As Pro Mayhem's past Brad as well.
I think we're far off the crossover between softs and mediums being quicker, so...
No, I think Abzi had his chance on that first lap. Couldn't quite get the move done. However, might be on the better strategy. You'll have to wait to see what the guys on mediums do. I reckon some might try a medium soft potentially.
I think some will, yeah.
Might be worth a try. Maybe the guys further down the standings, or...
Yeah, the 2 options it usually gives you is soft, medium, or medium, hard.
Catterson is now pushing for this lead of the race. He got very close into the chicane.
using a lot of their batteries.
Top two is all starting to drop. Third and fourth, Absy's tyres might already be starting to go off a little bit here. Just losing out that little bit of grip. Unless there was another small mistake from the McLaren driver somewhere. This top four comfortably ahead of the rest of the pack right now. PXCR got the move done nice and early on the Ferrari to get up onto the back of these guys before they pulled away. And it's Pim that leads the rest of the drivers right now in P5. Also starting to gap Anton though on those hard tyres. As Permayem's passed Kia down into the first corner. McLaren tucks back in behind. Try and get a better line, possibly try and get the repass now down into turn 4 or turn 3, I think it is, the right-hander. Slight lock up from the Alfa Romeo as well, Sir Gwyneth. Back up to the front, any chance of a change this time around? Not quite. So Exam will lead another sector.
Gerber's just lost 2 positions down the back straight there. DRS down to McGamer and Liam.
Anton now repassing JD. Got off the inside of turn 10. And JD's is going to fight this one. Tries to go around the outside of 11. Will have the inside for 12. He sends it back up the inside. And it's going to be very tight. Anton will get a better drive around the outside and takes the place back.
Good driving by the pair then.
Yeah. Anton trying quite desperately to keep this place right now, but can't quite hold it as JD is going to get passed down the pit straight.
Catterson's just passed the Exam on the pit straight as well.
Okay.
Turn 1.
Yeah, Anton losing 2 places in 1 straight there. JD and Premium getting past slight contact with the Hash driver, but he looks to have gotten away unscathed. Maybe just a twitch from Pro Mayhem, just caught the Ferrari off guard. So some very quick reactions there from Anton, didn't get any damage. Going to be Kia that tries to get past the Ferrari next as he gets time penalty there in the end of the first sector. So the inside line down the straight. Moves back across and takes the place up into P8 now. We're back up towards the front. Looks like Catterson has just got a little bit more pace at the moment. After making a move on the pit straight last time around, he's pulled almost second now.
The other thing that I didn't take into account actually is these are going to be fresh softs for Amps
Yeah.
as well, so I think this could quite easily work.
I'm guessing the chart that Ben makes is 4 fresh tyres for each compound.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll have another.
I would imagine so.
He'll have another sort of 2 laps then, won't he? Of
Yeah.
like proper pace, and they'll probably start to die out. A little bit later, we have yellow flags. One of the Ferraris are around. That is Brad. Was running just on the cusp of the points, I think, in P10. Don't know if there was contact or he just lost the car. Carson is now going to start to just pretty much leave it out in front. He has broken the DRS gap. Amsey looked to be a little bit close this time last lap. To the back of Exam. Seems to have lost about half a second over this last lap. Pims was broken away from the sort of rest of the pack. And is now running by himself in P5.
to Peter, the XTR.
I would say it would be Pro Mayhem leading the rest of the pack now, but it looks like it's just a two-car train with these two, Pro Mayhem and JD. With Anton probably still fending off that McLaren of Kia down in P8. Have a little train of his own.
DRS. Sam's Catton's got out the DRS at exam now.
So Quinn getting very close to the back of Kia there through turn 1. Goes a little bit wide at turn 2, and I think McGamer's going to have a go now on the inside down towards turn 3. Cuts the corner to avoid any sort of contact, but it looks like Sequinus is going to hold that position. Going on board with the Renault of Liam behind him, of course, now as we mentioned a couple of times, back to a full-time drive now. Back in a car which I'm pretty sure he likes. He tends to be in the Renault when I see him. Got a good battle, or good view of that battle ahead of him. Sequinus is going to try and get back past McGamer now down the straight. Into the chicane. Alpha on the inside, Red Bull on the inside, a little bit of contact. So McGamer does manage to swoop around the outside of turn 9. So Quindif once again getting up on the inside for turn 10. It's quite a very respectful battle at the moment between these two, and though Alpha gets ahead into 11, McGamer couldn't quite hold it around the outside like he did to me last night.
Picks up a penalty though for it.
Absy into the pit lane. I'd imagine he'd be the only one would say he's the only person that started on soft tyres. So Liam gets very close to the back of McGamer through the final corner. There's a very long pit lane here. Obviously we're dropping right down the order.
About 16th. Just about consistency now for Absent.
Have a look, what tyres he could have gone on to is hard, so that is one stop for him.
I think Sam has really fallen off the back of Carl Carlson here.
I think he's just slowly extending that gap now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Exam maybe a little bit focused behind right now. So McGamer and Sir Quindif are still going at it, so going back and forth with Liam as he's actually almost in that fight, so we'll actually go back to Gerber as these three could be three wide very quickly, and in fact they nearly are on the exit there of turn 10. Liam's going to try the inside on Sir Quindif for 11, that's a little bit of contact maybe. McGamer is ahead of the two, it's now the second of the two side by side. Liam's going to try around the outside of turn 12 now. Again, as Anton had earlier, he should have a better drive out of the corner and makes the move stick. It's like a very tasty battle right now.
Very exciting.
A lot of trust being given between all the drivers, which is great to see. Sequinus is going to have a little look back into turn 1, but he's compromised his own line there. Might lose a little bit of time to Gerber behind. We head down now to complete the first sector. Also one of the trickiest sections of track on the calendar, that bit. And now Gerber's going to be having a look at the Alfa Romeo. It's been a little bit of weaving, goes defensive and decides against it. Liam's gone past McGamer up ahead of these two. And Gerber can't quite get the move done yet. Harry's going to try again. Now he's going to have the inside line for turn 10. And it looks like move complete. Wait till they come through. Yeah, it is move complete for the Haas. So he goes a little bit wide for 11, but he's managed to get back over to cover the inside. And we now look to start attacking McGamer for that final point as it stands. Patterson now 3.2 seconds ahead. And Gamer into the pit lane.
Seems pretty early to me, but...
Yeah. We say that, but I think he had the best strategy last night in the F1 as a reserve.
True. He's having a wing change as well.
Okay, I didn't see any damage, but it may have been a little knock somewhere that I missed.
Well, he's been carrying that round with her for a while, then he's doing very well.
Yeah. Might explain why he was dropping back into Liam and Sir Gwyneth and that sort of group.
Yeah.
Liam's gotten past Keir now. He's up into P8, looking to get onto the back of Anton. Doing quite well on this hard tyre. He's only dropped a couple of places so far. Started actually P7. So he got a good start, dropped a couple of places after that. Is where he started on possibly the best strategy. Of course, he will be on the softs at the end. The guys on mediums, I think we're expecting them to go to hards, aren't we?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, unless someone's going for a 2-stop.
PXCR is still right with exam though. For P2 at the moment. As Perame speeds into the pit lane. I almost wonder if there's something wrong with his pit limiter button. Because he seems to speed into the pits every week.
Yeah. Maybe he hasn't got the button binded.
Yeah, I know there is an issue where you can press it once and it'll pretend it's been hit twice. So you'll activate it and then you'll deactivate the pit limiter.
Ramsey's made a move. He's looking quite quick on them hards, Ramsey.
Yeah, I think Ramsey's got a driver that gets his tyres up to temperature quite quickly.
Yeah, he seems to settle into a rhythm quick.
Yeah, we've seen quite often when he's on hard tyres, he just gets on the pace and he just kind of sits there, missing in lap after lap. One of the most consistent drivers as well. Rarely see him getting a penalty.
Yeah.
A little bit defensive for Anton behind him. That's Brad. Behind him, coming through turn 11. Now, corner ahead of myself. I don't get. You know the kink after the chicane, the little left-hander.
Yeah.
Why is that a corner? Or why isn't that? Why isn't that a corner? And yet Austria turn 2 exists. Makes no sense.
You love Austria turn 2.
I ignore it. There are 7 corners at Austria. But the leaders are into the pit lane now. So JD's going to take the lead on the mediums, and I'd imagine he'll be in next lap. Of course, himself. He was, I believe, the second of the Williams drivers, so Pim got priority on strategy. Carlson has rejoined in P3 on hard tyres. So we're 7 seconds back, or 7 seconds ahead to Anton.
Exams lost massively out there. It's turned into a bit of a 2-horse race at the minute.
Yeah, just like car's exam drop bang. Is that an undercut from Absi? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's gained about 3 seconds there. So fair play for that.
Absolutely flying.
Imagine that's just the fresher mediums compared to the fresher hards compared to a dying medium, then, isn't it?
The hards isn't. It's in a bad tyre around here. It's very consistent. It's not one of them tracks where you dread going on them.
I don't mind the hard tyre in general. There's a couple of tracks I will never use this at Monaco. That's never happening, but
that's next week, isn't it? So I'll have to look forward to.
Now, if I get damaged lap 1, medium soft. I'm not using a hard tyre, I refuse. JD into the pit lane from the lead. Catterson's going to resume the P2. Just waiting on Anton to pit now, which should still be a good few laps.
But yeah, unless he goes for the mediums.
Yeah.
So we will have a fresh set of softs that he can probably get 9 laps out of most. But he will be absolutely flying compared to everybody else.
I think Brad's done quite well to recover here. Of course, we saw the spin earlier at turn 2.
Yeah, that.
He's only 9 seconds behind his teammate right now, so he's had fairly decent pace there.
Yeah, it's looking good.
He's recovered well, gone out of his head. Just cracked back on with the job. And Absy's now closer to Catterson than Exam was before the pit stops. I believe Exam was about 3-4 seconds behind. Absy has just broken into DRS. Of course, on those tyres, they're up to temperature. He's been on these tyres for a while already. The other guys, this is their out lap, I believe, so, or first flying lap, so.
Catterson's got his yellow fuel light on as well.
Okay, so I reckon a lot of fuel came out then to pull the gap to the Merc. So Exam's going to make a move on Brad now. The Ferrari doesn't defend it. Here's the sort of thing that I do. If there's a fast car behind me, I will jolt away from the inside. Just to let them know I'm not going to fight them.
Yeah.
It's a nice little thing to do, I think. Just let the driver know, just go past me. Because it's a waste of time to fight you, because I'll lose my own time. So yeah, you ever see that from me? I jolt away from the inside of a corner. It'll be a noticeable jolt. Just send it, because I'm not gonna block you.
It's a quicker race time, isn't it?
Yeah. Absy's still catching the back of that Alfa Romeo though.
Yeah,
Now 6 tenths in second.
Gwyneth, McGamer and Gerber are all fighting again. It's nice to see. Keane's broke away from that group. Right beyond Pro Mayhem now.
A good race for him. Maybe just the reserve name gives him bad luck.
Yeah, maybe.
He's gotten past Pro Mayhem around the outside of turn 9. Didn't look to be fought too hard from the Haas. But Liam now up into P9. Has 6 seconds to the Williams duo ahead of them, who have pretty much been together all race. Looks like the undercut Pim got though would have pushed him down a little bit, and Anton's into the pit lane. It's mediums onto the Ferrari, so maybe it's going to be Brad trying the softs.
Maybe that's why they're both started.
In a couple laps. I reckon 2 more laps for Brad and he can get softs to the end. Anton maybe not quite having the tyre wear that he would have wanted to make the distance. And that's going to be PXCR wanting to get past that Ferrari as he head onto the back straight. Looks like he's made the move quite easy there. The Ferrari moves over and then tucks him back behind. Brad knows his race here. It's not with these guys. Of course, they've all stopped going to the end. And Anton's gotten past Liam. I think a mistake from Liam, possibly. On the exit of 7. Or that is just the grip of those mediums right now. I believe Anton just set a purple middle sector as well, so he is flying on these mediums.
6.5 seconds to catch up to JD. Williams guys have had a good race.
Kia gets past Pro Mayhem as well. And Brad into the pit lane.
Are you going to try 10 lap stops?
I think Pro Mayhem might be struggling a little bit here.
Yeah,
lost 2 places in 2 laps at pretty much the same point on track. As he's struggling to get out of the chicane. It's soft, it is soft on the Ferrari, yep. He's going to be very quick now. Absy still looks pretty content with P2 for now. Still sitting 6 tenths behind the leader. PXTR has caught up to the back of Exam.
Not that I can see, Ben. Can't see him, it's in an M8 on my screen.
There might be a slight glitch to that because McGamer pitted for front wing earlier and I couldn't see any damage on his wing.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
I mean, yeah, we can
have a look, because I think McGamer's now going to have a look into turn 8. So clearly something wrong with that Haas.
Yeah,
I can't
he's
see.
also got 100% ERS on my screen.
Is he disconnected?
I was just about to say the same thing. Let me go on board.
Yeah, we can't see anything. Anton's closed out a second of the gap ready for the Williams.
Doesn't look like an AR driving.
Okay.
Looks like it's got 0 grip. He's holding it. I think he might have a controller malfunction.
Possibly.
Because on his telemetry, he was a full throttle for absolutely ages.
Okay. We have to wait and see then to see if he drops down any further. Two battles now for the podium. We have Carson and Absy. First and second, 4 tenths separate those two. I think Carson's tires are up to temperature now, so Absy can't quite make the same gains. Also, the understeer is going to be getting from the dirty air. Now for P3 as well as hottening up between Exam and PXTR. 2 podium regulars. Going to try and get that last step. Of course, Pim behind them as well, 2.5 seconds back. Leading his teammate. JD not quite being able to close the gap at the moment. So yeah, Premayan fully off the throttle button to let Brad through.
Yeah.
Got completely out of the way. Just something's wrong with that Haas.
Yeah, he was letting beat through.
Brad does the fast lap of the race on the fresh soft tyres. Too much further he can get, as I've just noticed a little red arrow at the front. Amzi's made a move for the lead. Into the chicane at turn 8.
Yeah.
So that's purple sector 2 as well. So clearly pushing, obviously the DRS would have helped with that. Carson with no ERS behind. We'll have a bit of a job now to try and catch up and repass the McLaren, as Exam also gets past PXTR through the flat right-hander at turn 10. There's 2 podium changes there. So these two will have a little bit more pace than Pim as well. They've managed to reopen up that 6/10 gap that they lost. Anton still closing on the Williams duo, but not quite by the amount he would have wanted. He's only gained around about a second so far. Well, 2 seconds, I think it was 7 seconds, so... Brad now on the back of Kia into turn 1. He's going to have a look up the inside. Thinks better of it, I think. Yeah, it does slot back in behind. So So on the limit of fuel. Possibly have another look now. Through here as Catterson's made a move back for the lead.
Yeah. Bringing 0% ERS again.
And I think Absy's going to fight him back now into turn 11, so we'll go up to the battle for the lead. Absy goes up the inside to reclaim that lead. Both of them struggling for battery now, by the look of things. Brad gets past Kia into the chicane as well. Now up into the top 10. To this point, Brad seems to have recovered what he lost of his spin earlier. Still more to go, a second behind McGamer now. To double his point. And a purple sector 3 for Absy this time around. Despite those tyres being very worn.
Nice to be axing there in turn 2 of it.
A little bit offline through 3, 4 and 5.
I think he's just pushing really hard at the minute.
I think the thing that's keeping Catterson there is he has better tyres.
Yeah.
Absy seems to be a little bit better on the battery side. So we can't see the fuel. This Catterson's going to have another look into turn 8. Can't quite close enough, backs out. These two still extending their gap over third as well, so at the same time as having a little bit of a fight. Z92 comes into the pits for a late stop. Brad on the back of McGamer as well. We're coming into turn 8. Ferrari gets the move done. Brake a lot later on those much better tyres. And now we're 3.7 seconds up to the back of Liam. He looks quite lonely right now, running completely by himself. 7 seconds of clean air around him. Head back up to the lead battle when as they come down the straight once again. Catterson's look quick out of that final corner. He has made quite a few moves down into turn 1. Can't do anything this time around though. Might be trying to save his battery a little bit, maybe try to save his fuel a little bit. Launch a bit more of an attack. As Premier now comes into the pit lane. Going to change for lead this time around. Catterson not quite close enough. As Exam gets back past PXTR. I think I saw another pen for the Red Bull there. I did. It's now 6 seconds for the Red Bull. Only 3 for the Mercedes. Both from Mayhem and Z92 pitting late for the soft tyres. Maybe try and get the fast lap out of this race.
The positioning for the sprint.
Gap for the lead then, still half a second as you head across the line to start lap 23 of 27. Once again, Catterson not quite able to make him move it through the first chicane. As these two are actually catching a lapped battle between the battle for 19th.
Could get interesting. I think Z92 will probably have the pace to pull away as he gets past James Harbour, but
Up into chicane once again though, no changes for the lead here. Absy holds on another straight. Right now Exam will know. As it stands he's going to be taking that P3 on penalties. And I just noticed Pim is creeping up to the back of them.
Yeah.
It's half that gap since the last time I saw it, which was probably 3-4 laps ago. Maybe a little bit more than that. So you had to do that long sweeping right-hander, which is on camber until you get to the outside of it when it just goes flat. So leaders start yet another lap. Still no change between them, still no penalties between them.
Very clean driving.
Not sure if any of them have a warning yet, but
Got the surprise.
the battle for 17th starting up as well. So Quinneth and Lord Buckland fighting for 17th, Z92 and James Harmon fighting for 19th. Of course, those positions are going to change where they start for the sprint race. And I think we remain with the first lap of the race. Not sure where that pace has been all race, but finally found something.
It just really did not like them hard tyres.
Once again, Cattle's having a little look into turn 1, but can't quite draw far enough alongside. Don't know how much fuel they have, but I think Ampsy's doing a very good job right here. He's just getting the exits out of the corners, which is all he needs. Seems to have more straight line speed, as Catterson with DRS can't quite get close enough.
Absolutely hoping to catch James Harmon on this DRS straight next lap, I think. Give a bit of breathing room. Catterson just seems to just get within touch, doesn't he? And then,
Yeah, seems right at the end of the straight, he gets right there. As he knows it, he's using all of his battery now into turn 10.
they're both on 0%.
A little look around the outside, can't quite get close enough.
Imagine Absolutely just picked a warning there for that.
But a good point from Ben. A couple drivers maybe starting to lose tyre grip here.
Yep.
Notably Absy, of course pitted very early for those tyres.
Absolutely the only one I think struggling.
He's done 4 extra laps than that of the other hard tyres.
Well, it depends on your drive rule.
Again, Castle having a little look, and I think he's there on the inside. Little space was given. Once again, couldn't quite get the move done. Carson is now running out of places to get this move done, as he has possibly 3, maybe 4 chances left to find the space here. He's going to try once again up into turn 8. Obviously feeling the need to go defensive this time around. I think Carson's up alongside the side-by-side through turn 8. The McLaren is later on the brakes, gets to move, or stays ahead, in fact. Once again, no battery for the Alfa Romeo. He's going to try around the outside now of turn 10. We'll have better drivers though when they get to the exit, and I think Carson's done it around the outside. He has. He has absolutely got a reply to that as Gerber is retired.
DRS straight.
Has Absy got anything left now to take that win back on track? They head down towards turn 1 this time around. I think Castle may have a bit more battery to use at the moment.
Castle's really low on fuel.
More blue flags up ahead of them as I believe they've caught the back of Z92. Head through.
This is going to give Castle DRS.
Head out onto the pitch straight then. He does not have DRS. And Absy can't quite get close enough by the look of things. He'll have a little look into turn 8, maybe just a little bit of a distraction. But he's really running out of time now if he wants to make this move for the lead. I'm afraid Absy's tyres might just be dying now.
Yeah, I think he's used everything.
Looks like Pim couldn't quite catch the battle for P3. So come across the line, it's going to be Catterson who takes the win here for the France feature race. Very closely followed by Absy, who looked very strong. But halfway through the race he had a lot more pace on those tyres. In fact, it's going to be Pim who jumps up into P3, so no penalties for the Williams driver. Promotes him up there. JD also splits what was the battle for P3. Gets himself P5.
Excellent race from Pim. Spinning some speed right up to that podium. There's been some really good performances here actually.
Yeah, both the Ferraris up in the points, both started on hard tyres. Good drive from Liam as well on his return to full-time racing. And it was almost 20 finishes.
3 drivers there that have gained 8 places, one that gained 6.
Wow, okay.
Good drives. Really good drives. Asa, Gamer both gained 8. Tim gained 8 and Liam gained 6.
For the final driver to come down across the line. So you're a lap and a half away there from a full grid finish, but what was it? Used the overtake over the curb at turn 7 with old tyres. Yeah, it's not usually the best thing to do. There we go, but it's going to be Catterson who takes the win here by 0.3 of a second to Absy. Another very close finish here in F2. They pretty much had a league of their own after the pit stop. It's going to be Pim in P3 ahead of Exam, JD and PXTR. It's very good drives from both Williams drivers there, not to get a penalty and jumping. It's a couple of the guys there ahead. Good drive from Anton there in P7, pretty much just kept it clean the whole race. So Liam, as he mentioned, on his return to full-time racing, it's P8 up 6 places for him. Brad did well to recover after his spin at turn 2 early on, and the Hazir is going to pick up the final point there from 18th on the grid, so another very good drive there. The game of the finish is P11 ahead of Kia, Adam Pro Mayhem, Charlie Funk in P15 for the Renault, Sir Quinniff in 16th ahead of Lord Buckland, Z92, James Harmon, and then Gurbia is unfortunately our only DNF. However, he is classified for doing most of the race essentially. Seeing JD had a full wet setup on.
Okay.
To be honest, that's still a very good drive to get
Very
up
good.
into is it fifth in the end, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe I've already been sent to the grid. Uh, just get everybody back into the lobby. Okay. Right then. Grid is done from what we have. Just waiting on Adam, I believe. Right. See what you said in chat. Oh, nothing interested the viewer changing. I thought I saw some notifications. Never mind. On there then. think that's the first clean race we've had all season from both tiers.
Yeah, it did look very clean. A couple of incidents, I think, but most of it. There wasn't any mass incidents.
No. What, 8:33 for the restart? Yeah, Mark, I will go into spectators, waiting for Adam to join. The fact he is a. Hey, I don't look at. I've got like a million things to look at. Alright, don't laugh at me. Where's Adam? Behind Birmingham. So everyone just give it a quick check. Oh. Grid is already.
Beautiful.
So back on into the chat. Anybody throwing any beef? No. Boring.
All very well behaved in F2 and F1 usually.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I mean, I nearly said something yesterday, but
Just it's easier just to put
yeah,
it in the
nothing
room.
I can do about it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a lesson for everyone. There's nothing you can do once it's been done.
Yeah.
You saying something's not going to help anybody.
No, we didn't see what exam did to you, mate.
If you follow our guidance, just put it in the room.
Yeah.
And you'll get looked at.
Even if you spend 2 hours with them in 24 hours time, just still report them, because why not?
Exactly.
Still can't believe they said that was a racing incident.
Perfect. Perfectly fine.
No, rigged, so that was.
I think what they thought was he beat him enough all last year. Let's just give him this one.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I didn't question it.
Really?
Nope. I agreed. Read it and gave a little round
yeah,
of applause.
that seems legit. It's just. Yeah.
No, it's a tough one to call, isn't it, on the first corner of any?
Yeah, I think any lap 1 turn 1 incident will be judged differently to a lap 2
Yeah.
turn 1 incident or whatever. So
It's tough.
I think it was mainly just 3 into 1 doesn't work, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you're trying to look at too many things, and it's the consequences usually.
Yeah. McGinville did have damage from lap 1, so
Okay, so you did very well then.
yeah.
Well done.
McGamer, you and undercuts. You undercut me, I think, twice last night.
There's 3 things I know about the gamer. He loves his dinner, loves an undercut, and he loves wet races.
What more can you ask for?
Is that 4? Dang it. Tommy Kane, 38.
Yes. So another couple of minutes.
I hope it rains.
I said there was a little bit of contact here and there between a couple of drivers. But
Who is Absy? Who? I think he's probably be talking to me again.
Love that from Lloyd in Discord. It's just a little subscribe bullshit there. You know what? Just because you said that, I'm not going to. I'm not sure if these two Ferrari drivers like or hate each other.
I think it's a weird relationship that they have together.
Yeah.
A bit like an Alonso Hamilton, but they're just a lot slower.
Who, Alonso and Hamilton or Brad and Anton?
It's a close call.
Who's the slower pairing?
Close. Close. Oh dear, Anton will love that.
A couple of minutes now before we get into the sprint.
No worries, Anton. I always pick you up, mate.
Seen a mind-blowing fact that we're basically racing in France 2 weeks in a row.
Are we?
Well, Monaco is essentially France, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Close enough. They speak French,
It's close, yeah.
and it's surrounded by France.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and water.
water doesn't count. It's French water.
Oh dear.
You know what, Charlie? I would love a wet race in Monaco. It's so fun. Was my sarcasm clear enough there, or should I do it again?
Sounds fun. I can't think of anything else I'd rather do.
I mean, a wet Monaco kind of means I will hopefully get a better result.
I think it'll be more or less the same for me.
I like water. I like rain, and I like Monaco. So
Someone had 21 seconds of penalties in that race. It's quick.
that's a lot of penalties in one race.
That's totally special as well, that is. 20-second lead and you'll still pick up 21 seconds of penalties.
That is a skill that not many have.
No, exactly. And we are going.
A couple of reports already, but doubt they may. Nice quiet week with the stewards for F2 anyway.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, Monaco is going to be a night race for reasons I don't know. It's there.
Just to keep the stewards busy, I think.
there's no grip. It's horrible,
Oh, no.
especially when it's raining. I've done a wet night race in Monaco. Not fun at all. But I won, so I don't care. And we'll take you through the grid then, whilst you wait for everybody to load in, I guess, ready up, get the strategies all sorted. Going to be James Harmon on pole for Alpha Tauri ahead of Z92. The second row will be Lord Buckland ahead of Sir Gwyneth. So, not a good points for these drivers who seem to struggle in the feature race, and overtaking is quite difficult here. Got Charlie in P5 then, ahead of Pro Mayhem. Adam will start P7 ahead of Kia, with McGamer and the Hazza on the 5th row. Brad will start P11 then, ahead of Liam, with the second Ferrari of Anton, then P13 ahead of PXTR in the Red Bull. JD will line up in 15th, ahead of Exam. Pim then in P17 ahead of Abzi. Catterton, who of course won the last race, starting down in 19th. And the load and retirement of Gerbe down in last. Apparently the lobby has glitched, which I didn't even notice, so that's fun.
Shut up there.
Yeah. It might be a case that Charlie has to leave and then rejoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie, if you do leave, you should have a spare. And then if you rejoin, I think you have to rejoin after the race has started.
Yeah, otherwise you crush it.
So, unfortunately, it means that you'll lose time at the start, but I think my lobby's still glitched here. Unless, wait, was that before strategies what we've just had?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So Charlie, I think you might need to rejoin after the race has started. Apparently the weather is dry, wet, dry.
Wow. Yes.
That's going to be fun in the 13 lap race. So it's a little bit like a race I had a couple of days ago, I think. So that'll be more fun, essentially. Yeah, but obviously that race was a 50%. This is 13 laps.
Yeah. With people in a hurry.
For it to just start raining, or start dry, rain, and then stop rain.
We'll see how soon it is by tyres, I'd imagine. Everyone's on softs, so it's going to be a quick change. Well, I don't think it'd be very nice to drive around here on.
No, I don't imagine it.
It's not really,
I have a slight feeling the game might be broken.
Yeah.
Unless it's just a really long minute and a half.
No, there we go.
No, okay, there we go. Just a really long minute and a half. Got it.
Yeah. So we was waiting on the other screen for a long time as well, wasn't we? So.
Ah, yes, to be fair.
Enough for slicks. Could be anything.
Yeah. Anything can happen in this race. Some people probably try something. Others won't try that thing. And end up in one massive pile up a metre before the finish, I reckon. I'd imagine that it's going to be softs for... No, it is not softs for everybody. Okay. Looks actually quite even. Looks like a 50-50.
I wonder.
You've got soft, soft, medium, medium, soft, soft, medium, soft, 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 medium, soft, medium, soft, medium, 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 soft, medium, medium.
Yeah. Yeah, it is bang half an hour, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it is. 50-50.
Apparently Sir Quinn is getting the tyre temperature glitch, so that will not be fun.
Careful on the start, and he's on mediums, which is...
There's only one of them, isn't it? And your tyres are minus a million
Yeah,
at the start.
minus 260 or something like that, aren't they?
Triby is the first driver to post an incident over TikTok.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So
We are moving with the times.
that
here
is a
at
first.
CSGB.
Yeah, YouTube, what's that? Twitch, what's that? We're here for TikTok and TikTok only. Is it just me or the formation laps just take a long time here?
Yeah, it just seems to take a while, doesn't it?
There's just because we were at Austria last week, and if that's obviously almost sub-minute lap time if F1 didn't say no error allowed after next year. Which is essentially what they've done.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll make it more exciting.
Yeah. But I doubt the cars will be much slower.
No.
Just the ground effect is very strong.
Yeah. They'll have a long time to...
Seen 5 minutes until rain.
Yeah. Montgomery is absolutely in his element here, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, but Jeff said it, so who knows? It's not going to rain.
No, yeah. Sun's out, get your sunglasses out.
As
Oh,
I don't know what's happened here, but Charlie's AI, I don't believe he rejoined. His AI has pummeled into the back of Lord Buckland,
give him a drive for it.
and that has hit the pole sitter of James Harmon. Usually the AI car will ghost when that happens, but not this time.
We got a red flag.
Yeah, quite
Have a restart.
possibly.
There we have.
Yeah, red flag. Do you want to stick it in the chat?
Yeah.
I'll get to making a new lobby. Yeah, that was not good, essentially.
No, not good at all.
Normally when the AI takes a starter like that, they ghost.
Yeah, that one didn't.
But instead, this time the Renault was like, you know what, let's take out both AlphaTauris before the race has started.
Yeah. Took you on pole. No, you don't.
No, Charlie,
that's
it's
all
not,
right,
it's
Charlie.
not your
It's not your
fault, it's the game.
Yeah.
Now I've got to spam everybody with more invites. Yeah. Well, this won't be as bad because obviously we red flagged it halfway through last week. It was lap 12, I think, last week, or 18. Cool, invites are done. Get the track selected before everybody yells at me in chat that the track isn't selected. Get me out of the way. So.
Okay, do we have to
get the grid
do the weather?
Back up? Yeah, I saw that as well.
Okay.
James on pole, Z92. Buckland, Quinn.
I think we're getting a screenshot of the weather.
Okay.
Oh no, there's some annoyed people.
What?
Pim got from P17 to P5.
Oh no!
Sorry, Pim. Sorry, mate. But that was a lot down to an AI going AWOL. So, you know.
Waiting on 3 more to join. Does rain in the middle of the race. I guess I try and emulate it as.
We've got it in there.
Okay.
A message, mate.
Just finish sorting the grid out. Cool. 1 more to join. I believe is exam. The game went from 9th to 3rd as well. Okay, so how do I do that on custom weather then?
Yeah.
So I guess 3 weather slots?
How many
I can only do 2 weather slots.
No, you can add them, can't you?
I can only have 2 maximum because of how short the race is.
Right, okay.
So I can do wet, dry or dry, wet.
Right.
So we can't have dry, wet, dry. Leave it with that for now.
It's X on it.
I could. This is the maximum I can have. I can remove the slot, but 2 is maximum for a 25%.
Just relay messages.
So dynamic or cloudy, I reckon. I probably shouldn't be reading these, but we'll just put it on dynamic, how to have a fresh start.
Yeah.
I'll set that to dynamic.
Just go dynamic.
Yeah, so it could be full wet, it could be full dry, who knows.
Yeah.
Exams in, so we will get him in his grid spot. Which is behind JD. Upgrade a quick check over. Oh, I think he's disconnected again.
Check your messages when you get a chance, man. The only one missing.
Exam is the one missing. He joined, then he disconnected again.
Okay. Please.
So where'd I get down to? I think here. JG. Exams there. And Kirby is there. Cool. And we will try again.
And once we're ready, we can then set the grid map.
Yes. So we're going back in then.
Yeah. Another hour and a half formation lap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fresh start for everyone.
We might get the same weather as we had before.
Yeah.
Might be full rain. Might be fully dry. Who knows?
Yeah, Carl, it was a brilliant race to watch between you and Absa. Really good.
So it's going to be a dry start.
Yeah, we had this last time though.
Yeah. To be fair. I think once again the glorious Codemaster servers have robbed us of a good racer.
Yeah.
Or at least interesting race.
Epic.
I think.
Yeah. They always do throw up interesting ones though. Especially short races.
Yeah.
Going one extra lap at wrong compound is devastating, isn't it? It's all about getting in at the right time. Especially as it is quite a long lap around here.
Yeah. Got a feeling it's a full dry race from what I've just seen in the chat. So messages that I can't read out loud.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
No, so it's gonna be full dry. Yeah, it is. There's confirmation from Charlie. Now you wait another very long minute and a half for a 2-minute formation lap.
Nice to see everyone doing it properly though. F2 have been quite good at it, to be fair. There's only been a couple of incidents, haven't they? think this is why doing dynamic again is the fairest way.
Yeah.
You can't do it exactly how it was then. Not fair. It's going to suit other people better.
I think it'd be more fun if you could do like more weather slots.
Yeah.
Just
I thought you could.
Dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, wet.
Yeah, just constantly.
Just keep going until the end of the 13 laps. There's this year it rains one lap, it's dry the next. I think it just depends on the race length.
Yeah. I always thought it just gave you, the same slots that you see on your strategy. Yeah. Like, that would make sense, but just saying.
Why would this game make sense?
No idea, mate.
Have a look at tyres once again then. More favour of the soft this time around. Still a couple medium runners though.
Yeah, 2 have changed.
Just 2? I just thought there's more red.
Yeah. 8 medium runners now, 12 soft.
Okay. Imagine being able to count.
I know. It's a skill that I've mastered. It's from spinning on this game, actually.
Is it?
How many times I actually go round.
You just count the 360s.
Yeah.
See, I could probably learn to count just based off how many cars start ahead of me for the feature race.
Oh dear, yeah.
Right, still haven't been last though.
No,
I would have been last week if Isaac qualified, but that's not the point. He didn't, so I was 19th. It's fine. Qualifying doesn't matter anyway.
No, it doesn't, does it?
It helps, but it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Might matter next week though. Might have to work on that.
Yeah. Just wow. Just stay away from the wall.
I like heroics in Desandavot.
You like what, sorry?
I like heroics in Desandavot.
Well, kind of. Mr. Catterson spun on his formation lap.
No, it's not the walls I'm scared of at Monaco. It's the 19 other drivers.
Especially when one of them's me.
Yeah. I can easily avoid the walls there. It's just everybody else that. Chances are I'll miss my braking like by a millimetre, and that's it. Front wing gone.
Yeah.
For someone that broke a millimetre early.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah. If you ever get beyond me, it won't be a millimetre. It'll be a good 100 yards.
I'll just send it then.
Jump to the back.
We'll have one race where the lights work.
We will, yeah.
But the 5 lights are still on, ignore what you can see. And we are racing in France. It's a good start from Z92 there and from second place on the grid. I believe he is up ahead as they come into turn 1, but the Alpha will brake later, just about avoids getting his front wing clipped. As I saw that got sent to Monaco to have a look at things. Kind of just flew across, but it is a clean start at the front end. So a bit of contact further back, but the Z92 actually leads the way now, got off the line very well. There's a spinner further
Liam's
back,
round.
Liam's on around. There's a good start from the Racing Point. James is going with them as well, they've also gapped third place by a second already. As Adam is now on the inside of nearly 3 wide, going to get up, or try and get past, I believe that was Lord Buckland, got past Sir Gwyneth at the same time. The Alpha goes wide, I think he may have spun, no, it's just a weird camera angle. And Adam up into P3. James looking quite eager to get past that Racing Point as well out front. Pro Mayhem also on the move. I think I've seen him gain 2 places so far, up into just now P5. Just up the 1, so I think he lost a place at the start then.
Adam's made up 4. Here's into the pits.
Quite a few in there while I look at things. So I'm guessing it's Liam's wing that came off then? Or
no, I think it was Charles.
Oh, Charlie, okay.
Kia's getting a new wing. This is getting a new wing. And Hazard's getting a new wing. I thought I seen a Renault wing in there. So
I saw yellow flying across the track as well. So one of them's clearly thinks it's not too bad right now. It all goes. Abs is currently up 6 places, I believe, from the start.
Charlie is missing one of his end plates.
Yellow flag, someone spun further back. Catterson, the race winner from the feature race, has gone round at
big damage.
Turn 6, same place that Noah lost it last night.
And he's on the mediums.
I think I just saw more front wing flying off there, as there's almost 3 wide behind what we were watching. Absy, Bradley and JD. Absy now up into P9 here on lap 2. So he's gained a lot of places. Charlie and Lord Buckland now side by side. The AlphaTauri looking to take off the track. A little bit of damage, however, to the right side of his front wing. I got him feeling Abs is going to swoop past it quite easily.
And Lord Buckland's got damage as well.
Yeah, the Alpha tries to pit up the inside. JD on Brad. Did not expect that to happen there. I think Absy pulled into the pit lane. Yes, he did damage somewhere along that lap.
Have a look.
Brad just about managed to hold off the attack from the Williams.
Absy hasn't got damage, he's just got mediums.
Okay, it's an early pit then for the McLaren.
Buckland's pitted.
There's a spinner, I think Anton in the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Was his teammate at that exact corner last race. Oh, Brad doing well, quite well there to avoid quite an aggressive dive by the look of things from JD. Bit of weaving as they head down the straight now. JD also lost out to that front group ahead of him, so he may have got damage from his move at turn 14.
Adam's making a move here. P2. Adam is already out of ERS on lap 3.
That explains the position
that
gains
incredible.
Then.
Yeah.
James is down to P3. Pro Mayhem now on the back of this group on the soft tyres. I want to get past these guys as quick as possible to help his longer race.
Yeah.
As I think Catterson spun at turn 4 or 5. Yeah, I get confused in that part of the track. Down the straight, Pro Mayhem's going to make a move on James if he can get close enough. Not quite. So they head through the first chicane.
Oh, it's got a great run.
Got a much better run out of turn 2. Is going to have the inside now, a little bit of a squeeze, and up into the podium places for the Haas. Adams managed to recover 20% so far of his battery.
Done well. Done well.
I think he's just about missed out on DRS there from the race leader. Exam into the pit lane as well at the end of lap 3. Side by side, Brad and Sir Quinniff. Now the Ferrari trying to go around the outside at the chicane. Just about gets around there. And the Alpha had to cut the inside a little bit. So now JD's going to be looking to have a look. That sentence does make sense. Not quite close enough in that Williams.
P5 first runner on the mediums, and he's reeling in James Harmon.
JD goes around the outside of turn 12 on Sir Quinniff. Just a little bit of contact on the exit, but they both survive that. As one of the Renaults into the pit lane, that is Liam.
Looking for an undercut to gain self back in contention after his spin.
Yep.
I imagine.
JD still hassling the back of Brad then as they come into turn 4. Abs is the fastest lap of the race.
Clear air, yeah. 27.5 seconds. Made that 27 seconds just through the first corner. I'm off Adam, who's taking the lead.
Yep.
And they're battling.
JD gets past Brad into turn 8. The 92 looks to try and take the lead back into turn 11, can't quite get close enough. A quick look at the tyres and the stops so far. At the top 12 still yet to make a pit stop. As the 2 leaders into the pits. Permayan will do another lap. As will James McGamer, as you said, on the mediums. Doing quite well there to be up in a provisional, was I think P5, but now in P3. As Charlie speeds into the pit lane. JD and Brad are still right together for the battle for what is now P4. And Adam has come out in P8.
Wow. Yeah, Absy has jumped a lot of drivers. And he's right behind. That night it's a, well, second and a half. It's going to be interesting with Pro Mayhem here.
Yeah, both Pro Mayhem and James on the same strategy, we're going to medium tyres.
Yeah.
Wait and see if Absy can get close to them. I think I'll be behind them at the moment. But may have the momentum running down towards turn 3. Gerbier and Sir Quinniff, I think they're battling in the feature, they're still going at it now in the sprint. Still wait for the top 2 to come in, and they are into the pit lane now. So McGamer will take the lead of the race. JD also in, so Brad will pick up P2. Back to the provisional race leader, or the net race leader, which is Adam. At the final corner now. Obviously still closing up to these guys here. So we'll go on board with Absy. Where is Pro Mayhem? Is he still in the pit lane? Gonna be tight. He's behind Pro Mayhem but ahead of James. Starts P4 after all the stops.
It's not bad though, they've all done a lot of battling for no reason.
Absy was 9th before he stopped, so he's gained 5 places.
Clear air basically.
Yeah.
Excellent call.
Very battle here for P12, I believe it is. Exam Kier and Liam. The 2 latter going side by side into turn 8, but Liam has passed. Into the chicane, and I'll be trying to get past Exam for P12. McGamer into the pit lane, as is Brad up front. Pro Mayhem and Z92 battling now. For net P2, I believe, and Pro Mayhem's got the move done there. That's 2 seconds to gain now to hunt down that race leader. So Quinniff's going to stay out an extra lap. Interesting to see where he rejoins. McGamer, I believe, is going to be behind this group here. And he does rejoin just about in P6. JD and James Harlan side by side down into Turn 1 behind them. Brad rejoined down in P9.
Just Quinniff left to pit there.
Yes, I believe so. I'll give Adam the lead again. Pro Mayhem is catching him.
Yeah, it's a bit strange in the feature from Pro Mayhem. He's definitely got speed around there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe there was an issue with his controller, or there was damage on his car, or something, we don't know. Because he got the fastest lap for the feature, so... Amsey now right on the back of Z92.
Gamer right on the back of them, and JD, both on soft tyres.
Pro Mayhem's also got into the DRS, just about. I think he, through the final corner, he got into the 1 second window, which is a little bit too late.
And McGamer.
Amsey McGamer nearly swiping across the front of the racing point. Just the move done. I think McGamer is the one to watch here on the soft tyres. He's the only one in this top group.
JD as well.
JD as well. I didn't see him on the back of there as he gets a little bit squeezed to the inside. The Racing Point 4 stick avoiding action.
I don't remember there was enough space for him to go there, to be honest. He went there anyway.
Gamer's got him past Absy. Jinx.
Pro Mayhem's right behind Adam as well now. It's going to be really tense.
Has got another exciting battle for the lead here as Pro Mayhem tries to get past Adam. Can't quite do it yet. As James Harlan picks up a time penalty down in P9. McGamer is catching these two very quickly on the tyres.
There is a massive difference in tyres.
Bit of a DRS train now as well. Adam will be the most vulnerable out in front.
Yeah.
McGamer able to brake so much later into turn 1. Nearly hits the back of Pro Mayhem through 2.
It gives you such a better run. Nice reactions there from him.
A little bit of mistake from Pro Mayhem there, lost the back a little bit. But they've all got a pretty equal exit from 6. We've also dropped Absy, he's just fallen out of a second. Is Pro Mayhem close enough here? I don't think he is. As Brad's got on past Z92 as well. For P6. JD and Absy side by side in the background there. Absy coming out on top of that little battle.
Great 5-way battle here. 3 and a 2, but...
Yeah, all 5 are in the same shot. Most of the time.
Yeah.
Catterson sets the fastest lap of the race. We now have a 5-way battle for the lead here. As Lord Buckland's retired, he's gone off at turn 10, possibly just clipped the inside curb, flew off into the wall. McGamer's had a good run there onto Adam as Pro Mayhem took the lead. McGamer follows him through up into second. Now obviously we were next one to have a look at the Mercedes. So McGamer needs to make that move for the lead. He's going to have the DRS, but Mayhem will not. Doesn't seem he's going to be quite close enough. Will be better on the brakes, but thinks... No, he does not think better move. He does have a little look up the inside, little bit of contact. Front wing to rear tyre, but they get through that corner.
Bit of impatience there, I think.
It was a very late lunge. Brad is also catching the back of this train now as well.
Yeah. Very quickly turn into a six-way battle here. People sitting there waiting for scraps, really.
Brad almost in DRS now. As I say, that he does just about tick under the 1 second mark.
Yeah. Does have a penalty, unfortunately.
Catterson's retired in the pit lane, got the fastest lap. That was enough for him. He's been pretty much at the back all race after an early spin.
Yeah, two, I think.
Two, okay.
This car is coming back on track.
Brad is on the back of this group now as well. All 6 cars here are pretty much in the same shot. So he now tries to get a good run onto this back straight. Battery is about equal between the front two, so Primo doesn't have much to defend from the DRS of McGamer. And we might see another very late lunge here as they head up into the chicane. The Rebel is closer, goes to the outside. Side by side, little bit of contact at the mid corner.
Oh.
But I think Pro Mayhem's got on the traction.
Yeah.
Around the outside, we have 2 little trains here. Top 3 and then the second 3. Obviously choosing not to take the slipstream of the front guys. Clearly confident in his straight line speed.
It'll be a good last lap down that DRS straight.
Final couple of corners then we have 1 lap to go. McGamer hasn't quite managed to get the most out of those soft tyres. If there's anything left, this is the lap to use them.
Yeah. Pro Mayhem saving his ARS.
Heads down into turn 1. McGamer goes to the outside. He's going to try to go all the way around the outside and he's got the move done.
Yeah.
One thing though, this gives Pro Mayhem the DRS as Absy picks up a time penalty from P4. It's going to drop both him and Brad down now. However, it doesn't look like Brad's going to lose any positions at the moment.
No.
And now can Pro Mayhem respond with the DRS up towards turn 8? He's closing, but is it going to be enough? McGamer will probably serve a little bit more grip. Goes to the inside. Pim takes fast lap of the race as a little bit late on the brakes. So Pro Mayhem almost pushes McGamer off the track. Red Bull getting the better exit though. Once again, Absy chooses not to take the slipstream with this front trio. Pro Mayhem takes that inside line through the sweeping right of 10 and now through 11. I think Adam's got on the inside. Adam on the inside of the Red Bull. McGamer runs a little bit wide.
I think he was pushed off though, so it looked fine to me.
It looks like unless it's going to be a very late optimistic lunge here. We'll have a little bit wide through the final corner.
I thought he was. Oh, Bradley. Yeah, very good. Very good. We do love a good alternative strategy.
Couple of unserved 5 seconds being given out further down. I believe Gerber and Charlie. Probably for pit lane speeding. that I think we had a good half the race there of just battle for the lead.
Yeah.
Which obviously turned into a 6-way fight for the final 3 laps. So the driver of the day going to Abzi started down in 18th. Go all the way up to P4, I believe it was. You get the provisional classifications, but to be honest, there wasn't really much, so I don't see the stewards being too busy. But Pro Mayhem takes, I think, his first race win of the season.
I believe it is, yeah.
Up there. McGamer closely following him with a very tight battle all the way to the finish, ends up in P2, with Adam getting another podium to add to his collection here. Seems to be up there quite a lot in the sprint races, just nice and consistent. JD ends up in P4. I think that's 2 P4s possibly, or 2 top 6s for him, I believe, tonight. Abzi then in P5 after that pen, Brad down in P6. PXR in P7 with Z92 started up on the front row and got a point at the end of it, so that'll be good for him. Liam ends up in P9 ahead of James Harmon, Anton, Exam, Gerbis, Aquinif, Kia, Charlie, Pim and the Hazard all venturing the race. Catterson and Lord Buckland not making it to the checkered flag in the end. And Catterson may be disappointed as well not to get the fastest lap as well at the end.
Yeah.
I think Pim pretty much came out of nowhere to steal that one away.
Yeah. Picked him.
But 2 very entertaining, very clean races.
Yeah,
I think
it on the face of it.
They seem to be setting the standard now for clean races here. It was us, but kind of let our standards slip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, these guys showing us how it's done. It's always good to see.
It's beautiful.
And I said that we're going to have like a 20 car train for the lead, aren't we, next week?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. That's going to be it from us two here tonight. We have thoroughly enjoyed it. And to say this now, do not miss next week. Mr. B-Boy Worm will be here on Monday night at 7 PM to take you through the F1 race. That we'll be back to pretty much laugh our ways through the Tuesday night with these guys here. If it's anything like tonight, I cannot wait for next Tuesday.
No, it's going to be brilliant. Epic.
Okay. That will be it from us two. And we'll catch you next Tuesday at 7 PM, of course, the usual time. Hope you've enjoyed, and we'll catch you later. See ya!